Hello and welcome to another edition of the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Danny Vittori, and today we have on Mike from the MassSave program. So happy you could join us today.
Oh, glad to be here. Glad to be here.
So, first things first, for anyone who doesn't know, what is the MassSave program?
Well, the MassSave program is a little tiny charge on your bill known as the energy efficiency charge. That charge is about 8% of your bill. And if you have National Grid for either electric or gas, you pay it every month. The program's been around since 2008, so some people have been paying for it for a long time. And it's a program that allows you to have a home energy assessment to take your home to another level, which is basically lower the cost of electric and gas.
It sounds like a pretty good program.
It is. It's almost like a tax refund that you've been paying for all these years. And a lot of people, half, don't know about it.
Oh, wow. So it's... people definitely should know about it if they're paying into it, right?
They should. They should. But all those little fees at the bottom of the National Grid bill, they all have a meaning. But the one we're talking about today is the Energy Efficiency Program, which is a pool of money known as the MassSave. And there's millions of dollars in there that can be utilized by Lynn residents.
And for residents who are eligible, are there any other applications or paperwork that they have to fill out to actually go and get this assessment?
Yeah, well, this is a great question. What we do is you give me a call, we look up your house, we set up an appointment. It takes about 3 weeks to get out there. They come out and they look at your heat, they look at your AC, they look at the walls, insulation and windows, and there's no restrictions with age, then there's no restrictions financially. You don't have to be in a certain income group. Doesn't matter, low, middle, high, doesn't matter. Everybody that pays into National Grid, whether it's for the last month or for the last 10 years, has the same right to get a home energy assessment at no cost.
Oh, so that was going to be my next question, if it's costs.
There is no cost. No, because you're paying for it every month.
Oh, okay, so that makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense. And would you say some of the short-term or even long-term benefits of getting this assessment done?
Oh, short-term benefit is right away, you're lowering your electric bill and your heating bill. Winter around the corner. My house was built in 1939. I had it done last year. Right away, I noticed the front door doesn't leak because they do free air sealing. They do a blow test on the front and back door. When they look at all these different things like your windows and insulation, they do an assessment. Immediate benefit is lowering the cost. Long-term benefit, it's good for the environment because you're burning less fossil fuel.
And I have to ask, is this a program that's run year-round? Are there specific times when you can ask about it?
Yeah, good question. It's run year-round.
Okay,
As
great.
long as you're paying into this, that's all that matters. You do qualify. So it doesn't matter age, income, doesn't matter what time of the year.
Sounds like, it does. It sounds like a great idea, something that I should probably look into because my house is also very old.
Yeah. In most houses, Salem, Lynn, this whole North Shore area are very old.
Yeah, it's very common to have an old house. And you were mentioning they can call you, but also where are other places that people can go to learn more information about this?
Nico.com or MassSave. Just Google MassSave and they'll show you everything you need to know about the program. And it's quite the program. They have rebates for every 2 years you can do it. It used to be every 5 years. So they have rebates this year for electric blowers, electric lawnmowers, dehumidifiers, humidifiers, air purifiers. There's a list of all kinds of stuff that you can get a rebate on. The bigger rebates are for heat pumps and mini splits. Typically it costs about $30,000 if you wanted to do that, and there are some customers that want to do that. If you don't sit for the energy assessment, you cannot apply for the rebate of $10,000. And I've seen it happen. People come into the Home Depot, they buy their mini splits, they buy their heat pump, and they're not asking for the rebate because they haven't done the home energy assessment and they don't know about MassSave. So they don't get 10 grand, which is a substantial chunk of money.
Yeah, it's a third of the cost, right? Like you were saying.
Yeah.
And I noticed one thing it mentioned on the website is they were talking about, I think it was kind of the 4-step process, kind of the process from the assessment through what they may do to your home. Would you be able to speak about that a little bit?
Yeah, so you call me, that's just the first step. They come out and do the assessment, and then basically at the end, they have an energy report card. They show you everything you should do to make your home energy efficient, everything they will help you with, and then all the rebates involved. And the list is long. If you want an electric car charger, If they're $1,200, they give you a rebate on that, as long as you do the energy assessment. If you need a window AC, they'll give you a rebate on that. If you have a 2, 3, or 4 family, they will insulate the walls, the ceiling, attic, everything for 0 cost. Had a customer, he had a 4 family in Fitchburg, $17,000 for a private company to come in and insulate the whole thing.
Yeah.
He went through MassSave. He's a friend of mine. He went through MassSave. It cost him nothing. Now, one family, they do charge a little bit, but it's worth it to see everything you will get window cost and then all the discounts and rebates. And everyone's paying for it, so it's not like they're philanthropic.
Yeah, no, of course. You're paying into this program, so why not get the benefits of it?
Yes,
like you said.
exactly. It's almost like a tax refund. You've been paying into it for a long time. It doesn't matter, like I said, 1 month or 10 years. So they can call me anytime.
So, and I'll ask, how long have you been working with them, and how's the experience been so far?
Well, I've been in renewable energy for 5 years. I've been working with these guys for about 5 or 6 months. I actually started working for them after they did my house in Lynn. I live in the Diamond District. I have a very cold house. My wife's always got the heat on 75, which I think is ridiculously high. They blew all the insulation in. Just the insulation and sealing the front and back door made an epic difference. And then the windows are expensive. They give a huge rebate on that. We had to replace 2 windows. It all added up. I lowered my bills 25%.
And you're speaking to personal experience.
Yes.
You've seen it work.
I have. It makes a big difference. Last winter, when you put your when you put your heat on, it just leaks out. Halfway through the winter, we got it done, and you just notice the difference. You don't have to keep turning the heat on every 15, 20 minutes.
Which could definitely be a very good, very good benefit.
Well, as most of these customers know, National Grid has tripled in 10 years. It's doubled in the last 3.
Yeah.
The rates for electricity, they've doubled in just 3 years. It's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you could have similar thing with the summer as well. You're talking about keeping heat in the winter, but in the summer as well, help a little bit with the circulation.
Exactly. That's exactly true. Yeah, the circulation of the air, it stays in, because now we do free air sealing. So if there's a place where there's air coming in or leaking out, they seal that. So there are some things that you really need to do. But if you think down the road, you might be looking at an electric car or heat pumps or an AC window unit, anything like that, and you don't do the program, you don't get the rebates. That is so important to stress, that you have to sit for it. It takes about an hour.
Oh, so very time efficient.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll ask, because I'm not as well versed in it, what is a heat pump exactly?
So they're trying to get away from fossil fuels. So that's one of the long-term benefits. You get everybody to use less coal and oil and natural gas. It's better for the environment. Obviously, it seems to be getting a lot warmer. What happens is, with a heat pump, everything becomes electric in every single room. If you like your room 73 degrees, but somebody likes it at 68 in the winter, you can set each room to the exact temp you want. If you're not using a room, and you want it at 50, you can do that too. Whereas my old house from 1939, you turn the thermostat on and all the rooms are 70 or all the rooms are 65. That's not the case with heat pumps. And that's why they're giving such a huge rebate.
Yeah, because it's basically temperature control for all
Every
of the
room.
rooms.
Yeah.
That would be very useful to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, I do have to wrap up in a moment, but was there anything else that I hadn't touched upon that you wanted to mention about this program? Any ways people could ask about it?
Actually, we went over pretty much the most important parts. Again, it's an energy efficiency charge, okay? If you have a 2, 3, or a 4 family, that's the maximum amount of benefits. If you have a single family, you still get a ton of benefits. And if you're a renter in a 2, 3, or a 4 family, you can still do this program. They'll still come, they'll do free air sealing. They'll still change your light bulbs. They'll do the water restrictors so you save on water. So there's so many different things that you can benefit from just making a phone call. And it's your money.
Yeah. Hey, it's your money that you've been paying into. And
Yeah.
you said you make it as simple and streamlined as possible.
Correct. Yep, just give me a call. I'll sign you up. We'll get you out there in a couple of weeks. Can't go wrong.
That all sounds,
Everybody likes money.
Yes, everyone likes money. Everyone likes that. It sounds very simple to me. And I want to thank you again for coming on to, again, inform more people in the community about this program.
I'm very grateful for the time.
Of course. Anytime. Thank you again. And once again, I'm Danny Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests.